Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all well. I'm feeling a bit grotty today. I went out for a few drinks last night. It was really nice just to get out. I don't go out so much, so yeah, it was nice to get all glammed up and have a few drinks. I wouldn't say I'm hungover, I didn't have that many, but it was on an empty stomach and I bet you all know how that feels. Anyway, today, where is it? Today I want to do another look with this palette here. I really love this palette. I'm enjoying using some of the shadows in here. There is one shadow that I really don't like. I just think they got it wrong when they made this shadow. That's my thoughts personally. But there are ways of working with it. So I just want to show you what I've been doing and the look that I've been creating with it. It's a bit of a unicorn look, if I'm being honest. I do actually like the way the look turned out. I've done it twice, but two different ways. Anyway, I'll talk you through it. So yeah, the palette just looks like that, and it's the Douce palette. You've seen one look that I did, that's already on my channel. But yeah, that's the first look that I did with this palette. They're the lovely eyeshadows. So I've got my base on. My base is the Soft Ochre Pro Longwear paint pot, and as you can see, I'm coming to an end. Finally, I mean, I must have been using this for at least a good 2 years. It's still really good condition, but I don't think you're meant to use them that long. I mean, you only get 5 grams worth of product, but you do only use a bit at a time. So, right, let's get into this makeup look, otherwise it's going to be super long. I need a mirror. Let me just go off camera and get a mirror. Right, so I've gone and got my mirror that I use. I use this Smashbox, I think it's the Ablaze palette. Yeah, the Ablaze eye palette, and all the time I've had it, I think I've only swatched it, so I'm going to be doing a look with that very soon as well. It really is beautiful. There's a lot of negative comments about these kind of palettes. They did a few Smashbox at the time, I think a couple of years ago now, and there's quite a few bad reviews on it, so I'll be interested in finding out more about that. Anyway, let's go into the Douce palette. And I think I might only do one eye and then go off camera and do this eye and then come back and show you. I just hope this turns out like it turned out the other day. So first of all, as I did in the previous video, I'm going to go into the shade Berry Mousse. So just put a bit of that on my brush, and I'm using the BH Cosmetics blending brush that I always use for this. I'm going to zoom you in a tiny bit more, so you can actually see what I'm doing. Hopefully you can see that. Let me just... Right. I know my fat face is kind of in the middle and everything, but I just want you to see what I'm actually doing. So, in there like that. It's in the crease. I'm taking it up a little bit, because what I do is I put creme, which is a nice really pink matte. I put creme just below it, so I obviously need to take that up a little bit. So that's about right. That's about as much pigmentation as I want for that mousse berry. So I'm going to do the other eye, but then when it comes to putting like the metallics on, I think I'll go off camera and do that on this eye. I think so. So that's about right for both of them. as I said, after that I'm going to be going into the shade Creme, which is that one there. My battery pack is going, so I'm gonna go and change it before it completely dies on me. Right, that always happens on me. I'll just zoom you out for a second. That always happens on me when I'm actually filming. My battery always seems to go, because normally what I do is I film like quite a few videos at once and then upload them. So I'm sorry about that. Let's get back into the look. So again, I'll zoom you back in to my eyes. Yeah, so then we're going with the shade Creme, which I said it before in the other video. It's definitely a favourite of mine in my mattes, even in other palettes. So just underneath where the crease is there, I tend to put that to try and give it more definition. And I go in a few times with this colour because these eyeshadows are not that they're not that pigmented, so you can work with them. I think it's really, really good for beginners. So if you are a beginner and want to try a slightly higher end palette, I would definitely recommend one of Juvia's Places eyeshadow palettes. I'm going to be doing a comparison between this one and the Zulu eye palette just to see which one I like more. I haven't done any looks on camera with the Zulu palette, so I'll be doing that in the next few videos I think as well. Probably just one or two looks like I've done with this palette. I don't need to try every shadow because I know that I've tried them, but I haven't tried them on camera. So yeah, that's a little bit of a rant over. Right, so again, just on the crease. It just really warms the eye up, I think. Right, so this is enough pink in that. Don't want to go OTT with a pink. And then I'm going to go and do the other eye. Just a bit more, I think, on that eye. Now I've got one of the external microphones, so it should be a little bit better quality than previous videos. I know I've only uploaded a couple in I've only uploaded like 3 or 4 maybe since I came back onto YouTube, so I don't know if you're going to notice the quality is changed, but this microphone I've had a while. I just needed to replace the batteries, which took me a while to be honest, but yeah, it's done now and hopefully the sound will be different. This is turning into a bit of a chatty video, isn't it? When it's not really meant to be, it's just meant to be an eye look. But yeah, this weekend I've had a really, really good weekend so far. We're currently on Sunday, so tonight I'm going to be going to my mum's and we're going to be ordering a Chinese takeaway, which I'm really, really looking forward to. I've not had Chinese for so long. So yeah, that'll be nice. It'd be nice just to chill out with her for a bit. So then, once I've done that, what I tend to do is go in with this, just to define the crease really. I wouldn't say it's a cut crease look. That one isn't the one that I was looking for, but it might have to do. I prefer this one. These two are the same brushes, by the way, guys. This one is the more current version of what Primark do, but this is I'm choking. This is exactly the same one, but I think it just needs a good wash, which I'll put that there. I've got to wash so many brushes, I might have to do that tonight. So yeah, I'm just gonna start here. And I just take it all the way up to where the crease is. Sometimes a little bit higher, just because I've got hooded eyes, and you can't really see it. You can't really see my crease. Well, it's practically non-existent. Got hair everywhere, so I just need a tiny bit more. Oh, what's going on? That's grim. Oh, I think this brush is shredding. Definitely, look at that. OMG, that needs binning. Oh. Right, let me just go and sort myself out. Right, so that's one less brush to buy from Primark. So that needs binning really. I can't believe that's actually happened. I've not had it that long. But I might keep it for this part and just not use that part. Just put some sellotape over it, which will remind me not to use it. I have put the paint pot on. So then what I normally do then is get this face palette. Get this face palette from Revolution and Imagination, which I absolutely love. I'm not going to talk too much about it though, because I want to give it its own video. I have got her eyeshadow palette as well, so I'm going to probably do a video combined and let you know what my thoughts are. I've not used the eyeshadow palette from Imagination just yet, just because I'm trying to work through several other ones that I've got and bring reviews. But what I'm going to be doing to set that concealer, to set that paint pot, sorry, is I'll just take a brush and I'll go into, I'll turn it this way, I'll go into the banana shade, which is called My Guile. So just to set it, which looks, well, you can't really see it, but yeah, I've set it. So I'm going to bring you back, then get the palette. So right, yes, it's the pink shade now, and this this was the one that I was really scared of using when I did the previous look. But I have done this look now a few times, and the more and more I play with this pink eyeshadow, I really do like it. It's really vibrant, and I use this PS brush. Now these brushes from Primark normally are pretty damn good. For £1 they're really good, and I would recommend them. They work out really well for when you're washing your more expensive ones, which I've got a lot to wash at the moment. I might do that tonight, as I said previously. But back to this look again, zoom. So let me pop my eye back. What I tend to do is work from the outer corner, then go into the crease, now I'm going to do the exact same look as I did the other day, because it looked really nice. So I'm going to show you pretty much, I'm going to replicate the look that I did, but normally I would probably leave a little lid space in the middle and try and get a halo eye, but I'm not going to do that. nose won't stop running. I'm sure I'm getting a cold. Every time I speak to you guys lately, it's like I'm getting this, I'm getting that. It's almost like it's my turn to be ill now, not my mum's. So yeah, that's not good. So just take that out a little bit. And then just go over the lid with a wash of colour. I like it really, really pigmented and vibrant. Right, so that's what that looks like. I'm just going to blend it a little bit into the other eyeshadows. Right, so it has lost some of its colour, but we'll kind of sort that out in a little while. So this colour is the colour we're using now, this eyeshadow, and it's Mont Blanc, and that's, let me just zoom you out, that's the one I really, really don't like. Now I'm going to show you all the ways that I originally tried it. So I'm just going to be using this cheap eye brush. So first of all, I tried it with an eye brush, and metallics don't tend to work normally with an eyeshadow brush anyway, but I thought I'd give that a go. So let's try that. So as you can see, there's some on the brush. So what I like to do is work it from the inner corner and do it to about halfway. So let's zoom you back in. So if you can see, there's pretty much no pigment there. I'm just going to pop a little bit more on. So that's about as good as you're going to get with a brush. So obviously that's not a great amount of pigment. So then obviously I went in with my finger. This is where the problem occurs when you go in with your finger. The glitter particles in this shade, I don't know if you can see it, but they're very, very chunky. This is another reason I don't like it compared to the other shadows in, well, the other metallics in the palette. I don't think the eyeshadows that eyeshadow is consistent with the rest of the palette. I think that's why I'm having problems with it. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. And it looks fine, you know, you can't see any glitter particles in that swatch at all. It just looks okay. So let's go over this, what I've just put on with that brush. That's slightly better. You'll be able to see it is slightly better, but it's still not great pigmentation. So again, I get that brush that I put it on with originally, and I've been using this PS primer water with it. So oops, so that looks like that. And I'm sure like most people have tried that. It's really, really good stuff actually, and you do get a lot of product. It's 150ml. So I've just been using a bit of this with it, so just like one spritz. Again, put this into the silver shade, and then like with any eyeshadow you use, any shimmer or metallic that you're really finding hard to perform, when you put like some kind of primer water on with it or Fix Plus, it's going to work better. So just pop a bit more on the brush. I mean, like I said earlier, you can actually get it to work for you. I'm not saying, you know, it's you know, it's useless. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's not one of the best eyeshadows. And can you see now it's like resembling unicorn? It really does make me feel like a bit of a unicorn. Well, not a bit of a unicorn, but it like kind of gives me unicorn vibes. Right, so that's enough. I've more or less covered 3/4 of the eye, which is a bit different from not yesterday, the day before when I used it. So back into the eye palette with that custard shade, which is obviously the bright pink. I'm going to be doing swatches as well on this at the end, on all the shadows. So that's that. Just blend it a little bit more. Right, so that's what that looks like so far. I'll be doing my inner corner and my lash line, but I just want to conceal first. So I'm going to do this eye the same, and then I'm going to do the rest on camera, so I'll be back in a minute. Right, so this is what this eye looks like. My lighting's going, sorry guys. My external lighting, the battery's gone on it. So underneath the lash line I put, let me show you, I put the shade Custard and the shade Tart over the top. It has got a little bit of pink in it at the minute, so we'll have to get rid of that, but that's give it this gorgeous mermaid look down at the bottom as well, kind of a metallic. And then in the inner corners I put the shade Tart as well. So I'm going to be doing the same on this eye. So let's get the brush. So I just use this smoky eye brush. So we're going with Custard, which is the pink shade. I'll just zoom you in a little bit more. I'm hoping I'll at least be able to get this video finished and then go and charge my external lighting up. So just putting it on the lash line there. And that's Custard on the lower lash line, so I'm just gonna give this a swipe with the brush cleaner, which is what I forgot to do last time. These are really good. I got this from eBay, and it's just really good for your brushes. So then I'm going to go in with that tart shade. Just to give it that metallic finish. Wing it out a little bit. And then I'm using tart for my inner corner as well. So just on the inner corners. So, ooh, that's what this looks like. Really pretty. Now I wanted to keep it down to a neutral lip, but I'm slightly more tanned, and I've got darker makeup on as well, so I thought I would try this this syrup shade out today. Normally I always use Cake from the Revolution and Self collection, and I actually really like it with this look, but I wanted it more mattified, so I just blotted it with a tissue, and that's what that looks. It looks really nice. So the shadows look like that. Yeah, I really like this look, and this is probably the third or fourth time I've attempted it now, and it turned out better each time. But yeah, the only thing I'm disappointed with there is the brush. When I was putting my concealer on, it just shedded like mad, but it was only £1, so it's cheap enough to pick up. And like I said earlier, I do recommend them brushes. I recommend this palette. I do want to do the swatches for you. I nearly forgot to do that. So just gonna wipe that pink off the tart shade, because you want a true representation of the eyeshadows. There's still a couple of shades in here that I haven't used, so I'd like to do just another look with it, and then I'll move on to another palette. So first of all, there's Chocolate. That is one I haven't used. It normally would be too dark for me, but I think it would be great on the lash line. It's really smooth on the finger, but when you come to put it on the arm, it can be quite patchy. You can see it's a little bit patchy here, but it does really blend out nicely. So you can see it's blended out quite well there. So that's Chocolate. And then obviously we've got Tart. I use this every time I use the palette. It is a little bit chalky, I'm not going to lie guys, but you can see the lovely duochrome there. Really is pretty, and it blends out really well from what I can remember. So you can see it's chunky here. So it blends out fine, but if you don't like eyeshadows that are chunky and that have got quite a bit of fallout and glitter, then this palette is definitely not going to be you, unless you just buy it for the mattes, which there are only, well, there's 4 metallic shimmers, so there's going to be 6, yeah, there'll be 6 matte eyeshadows in this palette. It depends if you just want to buy a palette just for the mattes and ignore the metallic shades, but I think it's good having them. This pink, I need a wipe or something. This pink shade, as I said earlier, is one of my ultimate favourites from the palette. It's called Creme and it's just really, really beautiful. Swatches like a dream. It's just that one there. You can see it's not very pigmented, but you can build the colour, which is good. I am going to get this tissue, might do it actually. So get that off. And then the next eyeshadow is Macarons. Now this, as you know, is my favourite. I did my first look with it using this palette, and even this feels a little bit, I wouldn't say gritty, but it's very, very texturised, and that looks like that. It really is a pretty eyeshadow, and that one just blends out like a dream. That was just a really, really good swatch. But if I come in a little bit closer, you can also see there's a little bit of fallout there. The next one is one that I wore today, and that's Custard. Really, really nice smooth swatch, but again it's very, very sheer. You can see how sheer it is, so again it's buildable. Now I personally like eyeshadow palettes that are buildable and that you don't just have to watch how much eyeshadow is going on the brush. Now I remember this eyeshadow Puffs, the next one, the light pink one there, I remember it being really, really like a lot of fallout. So that looks like that, and you'll probably be able to see it on my finger. And again, that, I think that's got the most fallout of any of the eyeshadows, but it is a really pretty eyeshadow and I do like it. We're moving on to another one of my favourites, which is Berry Mousse. Really nice neutral brown. For me it's a really good transition shade, as you can see there. There's not really a lot to say about that, it's just a neutral brown. The worst one in the palette is next, and that's Mont Blanc. You all know how I feel about this by now. So that's what it looks like. It looks really, really good in the swatch. When you swatch it on the finger, you can definitely see particles of glitter. And that's what that looks. Even in the swatch, it looks fine, you know, it looks like it's gonna swatch fine, but it just didn't, like it didn't perform well on the eyes. So you know, you really have to make it work for you. The next one is another shade that I haven't used. So far there are only 2 shades in this palette I haven't used, and that's Chocolat and Crepes. And hopefully I'll be doing a look with them tomorrow. And this is this lovely brick red eyeshadow. Oh, tissue. And this one swatches so well, guys. I can't wait to use it. So that's that one there. Really, really, really like that eyeshadow. So that's what they look like. But yeah, I mean, overall, like so far, I would give this, if the other 2 perform well, it would get probably 8.5 or a 9 out of 10, just because one eyeshadow hasn't performed well. But I will give you more of my thoughts on that tomorrow once I've used the other 2 eyeshadows, and can give you an overall review and my thoughts and opinions. But so far so good with this palette, and I will continue to use it. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, that would mean so much to me, and I'll see you soon. Bye.